So if we can just run to the next slide. Who benefits from these employment-related business models? So we have the hiring manager. As an individual at a corporate company needs to fill his position, he might need to fill it now, especially in this economy. If there's someone he needs to hire, he needs to hire. There's also the recruiter, third-party recruiters and agency recruiters. They might help the hiring manager in filling these positions. And then you have the job seeker. This is someone who can be actively looking for a job. He can be passively looking for a job. He can be lying about both. And then you have the publisher. He's the guy who puts out blogs. He's the guy who puts out newspapers and magazines, and they're looking for a way to monetize that through online employment-related business models. So let's start with the first one, hiring manager. So the hiring manager has specific needs, and what technologies are out there to meet it? I'll show you. So there's a job description. Hiring manager needs to write one. There's technology out there, BLR, and also write job description. There's a few others as well I haven't mentioned. He needs to post a job internally. If you go to a website for most big businesses, they have their own internal job board and process. People like Eric put something together that helped big businesses in the past. It's check out JobThread in the past that helped companies build internal job boards as well. Then there's the whole idea of hiring manager should go out there for $200 and post up his job on big job boards that exist. So there's Career Builder, there's Monster. The list is almost endless with job boards. Dice and the ladders. And in terms of how many resumes they get, thousands of resumes, sometimes for one position, sometimes for multiple positions within a company. You need to manage that process. And that's where you come into the concept of applicant tracking systems and customer relationship management systems, something to track that. And you find that Taleo, there's actually someone in our audience earlier who mentioned they have something similar to that kind of product. Then you have the interview aspect. Sometimes hiring manager doesn't have time to interview them for the first couple steps, so they're put into a product that will actually interview the candidates for them until they're ready to meet face-to-face. In terms of negotiation when it comes to salary and benefits, there isn't exactly anything out there yet, but that's an ultralight opportunity, so I'd like to see if maybe you guys have a few ideas. Recruiters' needs. They need to find job recs to fill jobs, so they go to the aggregators. They go to ihaverec.com. There's a need out there, and there's technologies to meet that need. They also need to find candidates, so they'll do the same thing hiring managers are doing. They'll go out to the job boards, but they'll also try to find some passive individuals, maybe on LinkedIn. Some have even tried Facebook. Social networks are out there, and they tell a lot of people what they do in their day-to-day jobs. Recruiters are using that. There's also the whole concept of filtering all these resumes, all these clients. There's both the client side and the job seeker side. What do they use to manage that? There's Sandouts, Bullhorn, there's online solutions, there's software solutions that you can download and on HPC. And then in terms of interview preparation, as a recruiter, let me tell you, sometimes you send a guy on an interview and he just botches the thing. So a lot of times I'm finding a lot more recruiters are starting to implement a process of interview preparation. And there's a few companies that are coming out now that are helping with that process. Again, with the negotiation, still nothing, ultralight opportunity. Moving on to job seeker. This is a huge space. You start with career guidance. We have Path 101, okay, and then you're moving on. We have defined job openings. There's so many places for you to search to find a job, and there's more and more job boards opening up every day. Someone in the audience earlier today pitched a job board. And then you have the idea of help me build a better looking resume to get noticed. Well, resredo.com. You also have Pongo, you have resume writers, all great opportunities to redo your resume either with an individual write it for you or an automatic templated system. Then you move into the interview preparation, as I mentioned before, and then there's interview tracking. There's a small space of individuals who get 20 interviews on 20 different days at different times, and they want to track the progress and how the interviews went and put that into some kind of graphic imaging system. They have that, and there's an opportunity there, let me tell you, to put something out like that. People will buy it. Moving on, there's the whole idea of negotiating your salary. What are you worth? I suggest you all try it out. It's fun to see what you're worth, sometimes more, sometimes unfortunately less. CV salary is put up by Career Builder, but there's actually some that actually do it themselves, salary.com and PayScale. So you can see the job seeker, there's tons of products out there that are trying to meet their needs. So if we move on, there's a final one for publishers. These are people who are not specifically in this space, but they might want to be able to use the space to monetize their blog. If you have a blog that might write about the tech space, you might as well put a job board up there. They have job board software like Jobomatic, JobThread again, and there's other software out there as well. But if you didn't want to put a job board, but you wanted to have ads on the side, they're worth a lot of money. I know resume writing systems that will pay up to $30 off of a $50 resume. It's crazy. They're more than 50%. People are desperate now. Get us some affiliate ads up there, and Simply Hired, Indeed, and a lot. There's a list that goes on. And job boards have a lot of affiliate programs and a lot of this other software as well. So as you can see, it's a very, very active space, the employment-related business model.